think about the HR department and the learning and development team. How are you creating one pagers, or does your newsletter highlight these cultural moments throughout the year? So it's not just popping up during International Women's Day or during Veterans Day. Are we having a consistent conversation where we're giving our employees the historical context? The second part is to determine what key moments to celebrate. So what you should be doing is this a moment of remembrance? Is this a moment of celebration? Or is this a moment of awareness? It is your responsibility to provide that clarification so that we don't lead people astray. Third is monthly recognition, right? We got a month for everything, right? Glasses awareness month. I don't know. I'm just saying that because I'm looking at my glasses. But your goal is to figure out which months do we recognize? Have a global strategy, have a regional lead for your global strategy, and let them tell you what's important. One tip that I tell my clients and employee resource groups is I want you to choose 3 core events for your community. So you always want to celebrate a month, which gives you flexibility to have more activities to engage your company globally. You always want to do that. Part 2 is choose 2 days you want to celebrate in addition to that month. So you are carrying the narrative throughout the year. You're not just looking at one moment. What you're trying to create and facilitate, everyone, is continuity. I mean, those small, powerful acts not only allows you all to celebrate and recognize those employees, but it also gives a very quick way for your global employees to not only recognize the moment, but to process it themselves. So that's why I encourage you to have a combination of the two. So this is how I want you all to think about these moments and how you are setting the context. How can you influence that? Here's what it looks like in the employee life cycle. We are hiring and recruiting folks. What does it mean for hiring and recruiting if you have to identify someone as they in the interview process? Are all of your interviewers trained on that type of competency? This also happens in pay equity. Are we paying people fairly? We know that veterans may or may not get access to opportunities. So how are we making sure that not only do we get our veterans, but that they're paid their fair share? How are we working with people who are neurodiverse? Are we making sure that they have access to opportunities? Then these things show up in career development and mobility. Not everybody wants to be promoted, but everyone does want the freedom to grow. How are you facilitating that? Performance and promotion. Where does the bias come in when only certain people are getting high performance reviews, or maybe they're being rated differently even though they're doing the same thing as their peers? This is where these biases showing up. And then lastly, product development and marketplace engagement. Do your products perpetuate bias? Are your engineering teams aware of how to not do that? Are you activating closed captions in a remote workforce? These are the depths of things I want you all to be thinking about, not just as HR leaders or L&D, but as human beings who happen to work in corporate America.